Before I had anything planted in containers, I had a completely different garden. And honestly, I had no idea it was going to become something so much bigger than plants. This is the story of how my garden changed when my life did, how gardening has impacted my life, where I learned gardening from, and everything in between.
All right, I have to make this quick because he's in the breezeway and both doors are open. But I have new stepping stones for my garden. That's what it used to be. I just did it so that the stupid creeping Charlie wouldn't come in. And I finally got the creeping Charlie out. These are the beans. Those are the beets. Garlic. Other stuff yet to go in. Wildflowers. Flowers for my flower garden. Anyway, gotta go, baby. Though I had gardens growing up, this was my very first. I didn't have long with this garden, but this is where my vision came to life. By the time I had gotten my garden in the ground, we were already discussing moving. My heart was broken. How was I going to leave all of this behind? We left right before harvest season, so this was my garden right before we moved. Packing up what garden things I could and moving 2 hours north, knowing that I was not going to be able to put a garden in the ground. Of course, I'd been doing research on gardening and container gardening before I had left. Let's take a second to listen to this next clip. Oh my gosh, I love that sound. I cannot wait till spring. Anyway, back to the story. So these are like the Culligan water containers. I got them from my old job. I honestly thought I was going to do an art project with them. Oh, look at the hummingbirds, cuteness. So I was planning on doing an art project with them, and they came in really handy for little like garden containers. I used the tops that I cut off of the containers for like little greenhouses to start my seedlings. I literally wanted to start with anything, literally anything. Okay, so a lot of this footage is like mixed up. I tried really hard to get it in like line so that you could kind of visualize it. However, I don't recall which year is which. My first official gardening year here was 2023. The first thing that I purchased was those fabric containers. I got the potato kind, which opens up on the side, and then the large size. There are so many options. Also, you can use buckets or containers of any sort. You see here, this is a filing cabinet my brother-in-law was going to throw away. And then there's this. It's just a baby. Oh my gosh, it goes on and on. To be honest, this didn't get much bigger than this, and same with the watermelon. I swear everything was like miniature that year. Okay, I know why the Brussels sprouts were miniature, but like look at this. Look at how tiny they are. It's so funny. My summer squash did phenomenal that year. I mean, look at this. I got summer squash forever. So this is this last year's harvest, and I did much better this last year. I also really enjoy planting flowers so that I can take pictures of them. I love taking pictures of flowers. I was gifted a few things for my birthday to help me along with my gardening journey. The cattle panel, the chicken wire at the bottom, that way we can keep the rabbits out, and then the arch. I actually picked the chair up on Facebook Marketplace. I just love it. I think it's very dreamy. I tried a water garden, and that just didn't quite work out. So yeah, we're just gonna move on from that. You live and you learn, hey? And then these I got off Facebook Marketplace too. Oh, here is me in my feral form. Now let's travel back in time to where it all began. I'm just kidding. I don't have footage for that. Anyway, I grew up gardening. My grandma gardened, my parents gardened. Gardening was kind of like a staple in our lives. Until we got a bit older, my parents just kind of stopped doing it. I'm not really sure why. I think it was because of the ground and like how awful the dirt was. I had a few things that I grew on my own as a child. I had like a rose bush and some like regular vegetables, but again, it kind of ended as we got older. My inspiration as an adult comes from my mother-in-law. She has a fabulous garden. I absolutely love her garden. She has taught me so much about gardening. However, she doesn't know much about the container gardening. That was kind of my own little adventure because of where I lived. Because of where I live. Everything is gravel, so we can't put anything in the ground anyway, even if we wanted to, even if we were allowed. Container gardening is truly trial and error. If you have the right size pot to put this stuff in, or bucket, or whatever it takes, honestly, throw it in, try and grow something. The one thing I truly struggled with was watering. So you have to make sure that it stays watered so that it doesn't dry out. Because it's in a container, it will dry out a lot faster. I have used my son's old swimming pool. I've used fabric containers. I've used buckets. I've used those watering containers. I will use anything if I can grow in it. In fact, I'm going to start using filing cabinets and make them into my raised beds. Honestly, I don't know exactly where I got the filing cabinet idea. I just thought it was a genius idea. I got a filing cabinet from my brother-in-law, as you saw before, and it worked perfectly. So I'm really excited to try and get some more like raised beds that are sturdy. Last fall, I got into this serious seed collecting craze. Oh my gosh, it was just terrible. I collected every seed. I even raided my sister-in-law's house and collected her seeds. I am truly excited. I am so excited to see what I can grow from seed this season. This is where I planted my dahlia last year, and it did so well. I was so impressed. Here is the stepping stones that I found on Facebook Marketplace. I found all of this on Facebook Marketplace. Don't underestimate Facebook Marketplace, people. And this is what I thought I was going to look like as a gardener, and then she shows up. So, yeah. I did not realize how important gardening was going to be for me and the chronic illness, how centering and grounding it is. Even though I have to plan because of my sun allergy, I can't be out in like the middle of the day. I have to go and weed my garden in the morning or in the evening. So that has been a bit of a challenge, and the learning curve of like what can grow where and what tolerates my climate, and so on and so forth. And I will always have indoor plants. I got this with one of my other plants. I don't know what it is. It just like fell off. So if you can tell me, that'd be great. And flower photography makes my soul happy. So this is my container garden. It has all wrapped around with what's called cattle panel. And then here's all my containers.
And here's one of the new ones that I'm gonna use. I have a lot of rearranging to do, a lot. So, stay tuned.
Thanks for watching. See you again.